Guys, you're gonna be right here and I'm back with another video, guys. So today we're gonna be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 after credit scenes. So we're gonna break them down and stuff like that. So guys, overall in the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 there was 5 after credit scenes. If you guys want to see my review for that, I made a video earlier talking about my review in depth, spoilers and everything. So that's on my channel. Probably leave a link in the description for that. So guys, let's jump right into it with the first after credit scene, which was actually of Kraglin using Yondu's new, whatever Yondu's thing was, his little flying thing. There's probably a name for it, and I'm just wrong, like a pen or whatever. So let's just jump right into it. So basically, we see Kraglin, played by Sean Gunn, director James Gunn's brother, and basically, you guys, if you didn't know, spoiler alert for Guardians of the Galaxy, Yondu does not live through the film. So we see Kraglin kind of take over the role of Yondu in here. So it's interesting. It's more of a comic relief where he's flying in, it hits Drax and you hear him screaming. But it shows that maybe in an upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy film, he can kind of fit the role of Yondu, especially the way his character uses his powers. Not much to talk about there. So let's just jump into the next one. The next one, guys, is obviously the new team, the Guardians of the Galaxy 3000. So I'm not really that good in the depth of Guardians of the Galaxy, but I think these guys were the original Guardians of the Galaxy, or they were called the Guardians of the Galaxy 3000 is what I heard. Obviously, we saw Sylvester Stallone as a Ravager and a couple of other Ravengers throughout the film. So these Ravengers, like, I think I mentioned at one point, Yondu does mention, I think they mentioned this in my spoiler review, that they used to be very similar to the Guardians, and they used to be a team. Obviously, Yondu messed up and got kicked off the team, but Yondu was an original member in the comics, so it's kind of cool to see all these characters. Now, I think they're going to get a movie. Most likely not. I think it would be awesome, and I totally support the movie. Go see it and everything, because it looks really cool. All the characters are diverse, and there's a bunch of new characters, and I think it could be in the tone of Guardians of the Galaxy, but maybe a little more like action. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, classic action. Could we have, like, stars like Ving Rhames from Mission Impossible, and Sylvester Stallone, obviously, from, like, the Rambo and Rocky, you know, Expendables and stuff like that. So basically, that's just, it was like a kind of an Easter egg, a nod to, like, the original team and everything, so I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, so the third one, guys, is kind of huge. So obviously the main villains, I forget what they are called, but the people that were in gold, as I mentioned in my trailer review, after credit scene, they are so foiled by the whole Guardians of the Galaxy foiling their plot, basically, and destroying all of them, and wasting all the resources, they create something that will be able to take the Guardians down. And she's in some sort of cocoon or, like, pod, and they call him Adam. So, guys, if you don't know, this is a big-time reference to Adam Warlock, who most likely will be in Marvel Phase 4 for the Marvel Guardians of the Galaxies, or Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 4. Apparently, he could possibly appear, I assume, maybe he could appear in Infinity War or an upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy film. Obviously, Adam Warlock's one of the most powerful Marvel characters. He's actually been able to wield the entire Infinity Gauntlet with all the gems, similarly to what Thanos will be doing in the upcoming Infinity War movie or the sequel to that. So, yeah, that's basically what that means. They don't really go into detail that much, so maybe Adam Warlock will start out as a villain and eventually maybe wind up helping the Guardians or any other team or people that eventually move into the MCU. Could possibly even join up with Thor at some point, which would be awesome. So, guys, the fourth one was another comic relief, and that is a teenage group. So this movie was kind of all about family. If you really think about the tone of it, it was about Peter meeting his family, and then, like, the whole thing with Gamora and their family and everything, and her sister. And yeah, so this movie, it kind of seemed fitting. They could kind of just show that Groot is growing up, because obviously I'm pretty sure by the time we get to Infinity War, which is next time we'll see our Guardians, it'll be 4 years after the events of 1 and 2, which will basically mean that Groot will be an adult most likely at that point. Obviously, we had the original adult Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy and baby Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, so it was a cool little scene to see Guardians of the Galaxy 2 after credit scene, to see a teenage Groot who is very moody, just like your average teenager. Now, nothing really happened here, so if you guys didn't see this one, don't really be, like, upset. You didn't really miss anything. Nothing really happened here. And yeah, but just let's talk into the fifth one, which is a huge comic book news. And that is basically that Stan Lee has been confirmed to be a watcher. Well, a watcher, like a consultant or somebody that does their job. So if you guys don't know, Stan Lee is a huge creator and created most of our characters we see in the films in the MCU, and he has a cameo in basically every single Marvel movie. Now, there was a common, like, theory, but it was kind of a crazy fan theory, that Stan Lee was actually a watcher, and that he's actually watching over everything in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. For years, the series has been panned, and people thought, it's just stupid theory. But actually, we were introduced to the watcher characters in this movie, and Stan Lee was there, and he was actually helping them and telling them all stories about his past. So, obviously, Stan Lee is not a Watcher, but he's definitely working with the Watchers at some point. Well, I think this was kind of just like a fun joke to put in there. I don't think we see any further things with the Watchers and Stan Lee related. Maybe more Watcher stuff, but not with Stan Lee. So guys, if you enjoyed this video and like how I went to depth about all the comic book stuff and all the Easter eggs in the after credit scenes, make sure you guys leave it a like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next video. Peace.